Hey guys, my name is Zach, and if you're going through the acoustic course at ZJC Worship, you might be wondering this question: which guitar should I actually be buying long term? So let me try and help, and I'm not going to recommend specific models, but I'm going to talk about what you're looking for in a guitar. So the first question is, how serious are you? So I started out on a really cheap guitar. I think it was like a $200 guitar, and it didn't sound that great, but the key thing that it did have was it was able to stay in tune. It was reasonably playable, specifically the action, the distance between the fretboard and where the strings are. It was reasonably low, enough that it wasn't difficult to play beyond the normal difficulty of learning guitar. Because it could hold tune, then I could get a reasonable idea of whether I was playing it right or wrong. That's the first thing really you want to look at, regardless of how much money you're putting into it. You're looking for a guitar that has a playable low action. You're looking for a guitar that is able to stay in tune well enough that you can tell if you're playing it wrong or not. I see beginner guitars all the time that just do not hold tune at all. I mean, it's crazy. And if they can't hold tune, you're going to be constantly retuning. It's going to be frustrating. It's going to sound like garbage. And so I tend to find that about a $400 investment is about the right amount when you're starting to learn an instrument. It's usually the amount where you can get something okay, kind of decent, enough so that it crosses the I know what I'm doing right or wrong threshold. If you're serious, that's where I probably would recommend you shoot for the $1,000 to $1,500 range. And then as you approach professional down the road, then you're looking at something where maybe you spend $2,000 or $3,000 on a really good instrument. You don't have to start, and in fact, I probably wouldn't recommend you start with the professional tier right away because you don't know if you're going to enjoy it. I'd really recommend you go to a local guitar shop, play a bunch of guitars. I discovered, frankly, that I really like Breedlove guitars because I played one in a guitar center back when I was looking at guitars, and I found I kind of prefer them to Martins, although Martin is a great brand that I know a lot of worship leaders who love their Martins. I like the high-end Taylors, but for I've used a Breedlove guitar for the past, I think it's been about 12 years, and I have absolutely loved it. It's been a phenomenal guitar. And so all that to say, if I were going to steer you towards brands, what I consistently see popping up is I personally like Breedlove a lot. Taylor is kind of the gold standard. Martins are kind of good for people who want an alternative to Taylor. They kind of have a very different flavor of the sound, so that might be worth looking at. And then there's some other brands that if I find them and I like them, I'll add them below in the links to the video. But those are really the three that I would look at to start with. So you're looking for something that plays well, something that stays in tune, and something that you can get a good picture of what you're doing right and wrong when you play it. And that way the guitar is not holding you back. Then you have an accurate picture of what you need to work on. So hope that's helpful, hope you are enjoying courses. If you want more training beyond what we're doing free on social media, check out ZJCWorship.com, and there are courses for every instrument that you would see, like major instruments, non-orchestral instruments, basically, on a worship team. So hope you check it out, and I'll see you soon.